Hi everyone, it's Mark
and Aaron
from Art 4. How's it going?
Woo!
It's Wednesday, isn't it? I think so. It's hard to tell.
From our living room.
Yeah, here we are at our home in South Bend, Indiana, coming at you live in your home or your office, or gosh, I hope not in your car. Put the phone down if you're driving and watching this. But we hope that you're doing well. We're coming at you with a new segment that we're calling Intermission Interview. We got a lot of new things that are happening here at Art 4. And so this is a spin-off or an addition to a program that we started this past Sunday called ShowTunes Sunday. And Aaron's going to tell you a little bit about ShowTunes Sunday and what we're doing.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen our videos yet, we launched last Sunday. So it's a 50-50 partnership between a local South Bend artist and Art 4. So we spend a week working with them on musical theater songs of their choice, collaborating with both of us and the artist. And then we post that on Sunday at 4 o'clock every week. And then from that Sunday to the following Saturday, we are raising funds for that local artist and Art 4, and it's a 50-50 split, as I already mentioned. So 50% goes to Art 4 and 50% goes directly to the artist.
Yeah, and we're sharing that on Facebook. We're sharing it on our Instagram, Twitter, if we can get the video small enough. But Twitter, man, that's difficult. It goes on the YouTube, and it goes on our website, art4sb.org/ShowTunes Sunday. Be careful with that one. Go for it.
Yeah, so you can see the scrolling feature along the bottom. So we are accepting donations through Venmo at art4sb. You can also log onto our website, art4sb.org, go to ShowTunes Sunday, and there's a donate button there to donate as well. Our 2 videos that we posted also have donate buttons on Facebook, so you could donate there. There's so many ways to donate.
Yeah, do it. We're trying to make sure that we're out there supporting artists who have been financially impacted by COVID-19. Together as a community, we can not just get through this, but make sure that we thrive through these moments. And this past Sunday, you can nominate somebody if you know somebody who needs some help right now, and you can do that by visiting our website, again, art4sb.org/ShowTunes Sunday.
I feel like I should just put that up on a banner for you.
Yeah, we're gonna throw that up on your screen for you. While Aaron's doing that, this past Sunday we introduced our first artist that we're working with at 4 p.m. and we're working with them all week to raise some funds. And they have worked with us before. They are amazing artists and supporters in the community of the arts world. So get your beverage ready as we bring our first guest to our studio. Oh, I'm not in frame. Studio. There it is.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Here's Joe and Grace, everybody. Oh!
Hey!
Hello!
Hi. Is that an Art 4 glass you got there?
That's 2 of them. We got 2.
Merch.
Wow. That rocks.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
It's a glass joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's been really cool working with you this week. I'm sure I'm going to say that again. And we appreciate you just like coming on and sharing a little bit about your lives and what you're experiencing right now. And so I'm going to hit you with some questions. Is that okay?
Do it. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron's telling me you should introduce yourself.
Yeah, maybe just a quick for those viewers out there that might not know Joe and Grace.
Tell the people at home, who are you?
You start.
Okay. Hi, I'm Grace Lazarz. Hi. I've done a couple of productions with Art 4. I work at South Bend Civic Theater, and I'm an actor and teacher and director and stage manager. That's me.
I'm Russo. I have been working with Art 4 since the beginning. I've been involved in all of the productions to date. I am kind of a jack of all trades in town. I just do a lot of a lot of art, a lot of work at different service industry establishments, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, Joe and Grace were both involved in our first production, and then Joe and Grace were both in our production of Ghost Quartet. And Joe, we can't shake you. You're always coming back, and I love it. So we've known you for a while now, but I don't know anything about your like origin story or all that jazz. How did the two of you even meet?
Okay. So Joe and I met doing AmeriCorps at the Robinson Community Learning Center, which is a community center through the University of Notre Dame. And we were basically going into public schools and teaching specifically Shakespeare, but theater in general. So we met there, became friends, coworkers, and then started dating. So,
my God. El Scandalo.
Oh, yes, it's so scandalous.
It was a big scandal. It was dramatic. Like, no one could handle it, truly.
Yeah, so dramatic. But we still love to collaborate because that's kind of how we started, was teaching together, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so do you think your passions are more on the theater side or more on the teaching side of things? Because we both have backgrounds in education, and I find that I discovered that my passion for being a teacher was so familiar with being a director for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is that for you?
No, I definitely link directing and teaching pretty directly, for sure. I think I've always been passionate about working with kids specifically. I know education can mean anything; it can be all ages, but for me, it's youth. The youth, and partially, I think that has to do with starting theater as a kid and that being kind of my thing as a child, and growing into that. So it's kind of interwoven that way for me.
Yes.
Yeah. You have anything to add? He's just not gonna nod.
I'm just gonna nod. Yeah, I mean,
great. Yes, I agree with all of that.
All I wanted to say was same. I'm kidding.
That's not true.
Yeah, no. I've been a teacher in the area since I moved here in 2016. And I've been doing teaching jobs ever since then, and I've kind of found that my passion is, I don't know, my passion is definitely less on the education side and more on the performance side, at least less than the prioritization I'd been putting on it, which was teaching full time. Teaching full time is definitely not my gig. It's just not my thing in particular. But having that realization and being able to dedicate, 3 full years to just becoming the best teacher I could be, it was like going on the fast track to be able to go into a classroom and do that as part-time work while I'm also trying to be a performer. So yeah, I think that's what I think about that.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes some time to figure out your path, and then life takes you in different directions. Definitely. Sometimes. I realized not too long ago, it was off of a post that Grace had on Facebook, that I didn't realize that we both moved here around the same time. And so that was Robinson Center that moved you out this way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it. What's your, besides Art 4, like, we know, what has been your experience in the community, and like, what do you think is the thing that we need to grow the most? Where would we benefit our time from the most?
Yeah, we've actually been having this conversation a lot. I think just because we both enjoy working with a variety of arts organizations, and my full-time job is at South Bend Civic Theater, so I obviously have a passion for that specific organization as well as you guys. I think there's still room to grow in terms of figuring out how all of these various theater companies and organizations can work together and fit together and support each other a bit more. And I think that's hopefully because what's awesome that I've seen happen over the last however many years is seeing a bunch of new organizations come into existence, such as Art 4. And I think that's a beautiful thing for the community. And now that we've established all of those different groups, now how do they all play together? How do we all support each other in an already relatively small community and make sure, we're lifting everyone up artistically, because there's so many cool groups doing cool things, and so many individuals doing their own cool projects that we want to, I don't know, to me, I just want to make sure everyone's gelling harmoniously and seeing each other's work.
Yeah.
First and foremost. Yeah. That's my thing about growth. I don't know if you have any differing opinions.
No, that's pretty much how I feel about it too. I think that's any theater community, I feel. That's any theater community. Like, I'm originally from Fairbanks, Alaska, and a lot of the issues, I know I'm from Alaska, isn't that?
Do you know Sarah?
Yeah, I know her. She was like my next door neighbor. It was unbelievable. But we still send each other Christmas cards. That's all a lie. But
I was gonna say she's a celeb. She's a celeb.
She is. But yeah, I'm from a community of a similar size to South Bend. Definitely a smaller theater community for sure. But it's I feel like when I was living in Fairbanks, I was kind of seeing the golden age of what theater there looked like and the peak of the professionalism. And then as I left and I went to college and then I moved away from Fairbanks, I kind of just saw sort of the clickiness and the divisiveness kind of take over.
Sure.
And not to talk smack about my hometown too much, but yeah, it always serves as a great example of like what can happen if we're not thinking about each other and working together. So yeah, I can definitely echo what Grace is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, what's the thing that you always say? Tides and the ships and the thing.
Oh, all boats rise.
A rising tide.
Tides and the ships and the things.
He says it, and I'm like,
My favorite one.
I have no idea. Did we switch the laundry? I have no idea.
Oh my God. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, right? Like, how can we all lift each other up? I think that's what's interesting about this moment that we're all currently living in.
Yeah.
Is and what I liked about working with y'all this past week and a half is it was a really good conversation about how can we help each other, right? How has COVID-19 kind of impacted your life?
Well, as a teacher and a bartender and a barista and an actor and a singer, pretty much all of those things involve the gatherings of groups of more than 10 people. So
You do.
it's everything. It's completely changed everything. I mean, there were years where I was, pulling 60, 70-hour weeks and I was absolutely exhausted. But, I was just going from gathering of people to gathering of people to gathering of people. Like when we were working on Title of Show, I was stretched so thin at that time. And now I'm not working. I'm working a little bit. My my bar that I work at, South Bend Brew Works, we are doing doing takeout beer and food right now, which is awesome. So we're still having some regular hours there. I'm definitely getting a few of those hours now, which is nice. But it's tricky. It's impacted a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, important to support local. People who are watching right now, go to Brewworks.
No.
Yeah, get some takeout. See Joe.
Please.
Yep, but stay 6 feet away.
Yes.
Don't.
Please. Keep working.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason we just want you to
so I can just keep working. So I can just keep grinding out some hours.
Yeah. So in addition to work and stuff like that, now that we are all stuck inside our homes, the two of you have been getting creative.
Sure have.
Tell everybody about like the the stuff that you're working on, and I mean, y'all, if you haven't seen it yet, you got to go on their Facebook page and check out their videos. And they got a YouTube page too, right? You have a YouTube page?
Yeah, we have a YouTube page. It's like hard to link to, so I'd say my Facebook is probably the best way to find it. But Aaron has the link; he can post.
Yeah,
it.
well,
hold on.
We'll throw that up, and while Aaron's throwing that up, tell us about what you're working on. Oh,
Sure. So Joe and I had kind of a long-standing idea that we're only now getting to implement because we're both at home all day. But we have this Spotify playlist of music that is kind of a culmination of, I don't know, a mixture of songs that are related to our relationship with one another or to people that are friends with us. So it's music that we find very terrible. It's music that we have inside jokes about that remind us of a specific memory or a person or something like that. And we've basically made it our mission now to do a cover. That's a very loose term for what we're doing. A cover of these songs and post them daily. The structure we're kind of doing is every day we put out a poll between two songs. One of them is a song in order, and the other one is whatever comes up on shuffle, just to keep things interesting.
That was one of my questions earlier, is how you come up with the straw poll.
Yeah, so that's how we do it. We go in order, and then if the song in order doesn't get voted in, it stays on the poll until it does. Some of you who've been following us may have remembered Play That Song by Train remained on the poll for a number of days.
I think it was 4 days.
Reflecting the song's quality. So that's kind of fun to us. It entertains us for sure, and we're hoping that people are finding it fun to vote for what crazy thing we do next. But then, yeah, whatever song wins, we take it and we, distort it. Some of the things we've done are like changing genres or changing a major song into a minor key, putting on weird costumes and dancing around. And then a few songs we've just kind of done straight or normal, whatever, just because we wanted to.
Yeah, I think
that's the basis.
The two of you have a really good way of, and let me know if you disagree, but I think you have a very good way at looking at something that people are familiar with and just changing the perspective or the viewpoint. Like, how do you even get that skill set? Like, I think it's tough to do.
Yeah. So like, I've been thinking about what our style is here. I've been thinking a lot more about it because we've been at it for about 3.5 weeks now. So and we're doing it daily. So we have enough videos that I can really pull some data together, if you will.
You put a spreadsheet and you're doing like a chemical balance. I see it in the lab, just figuring this out.
These are factory tested covers. We take a lot of time and care into figuring them out. No, I mean the sorry, Mark and I could do this all day. We could just.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Aaron and I know.
What's key to our style is I think it's subversion. And that is subversion in a sense that subversion.
Yeah.
Subversion, basically taking what your expectation is and then flipping it, or in some scenarios like jacking it up. So we take a song like Play That Song, for example. What can you think of with that song? Like its most defining characteristics is they sampled Heart and Soul. And it's so happy it makes you want to throw up. So
I thought you were gonna say fart.
It's so happy it makes you want to fart. It's like an improv game. It's like
Aaron took another sip when I said that.
So basically, we took that and then we were like, well, let's put it in a minor key and grunt and groan, make it sound creepy and kind of sexy and dark.
And like gavel.
and hit a gavel while we do it. You know, so that's pretty much the key to, I think, our most successful ones. And then other times we take certain characteristics of songs and then we just amp them up to the nth degree and just make them absolutely absurd.
But in terms of like your question, how did we get that skill set or whatever? I think that's just kind of always been the basis of how Joe and I work together in general. Like even when we were teaching together, we just kind of play off of each other well. So if one person just kind of has an idea that pops into their head, the other person just kind of like rolls with it or like escalates it until it's unbearable.
Yeah.
We and each other very hard, or sometimes a bit more of a back and forth, and then something will come up while we're coming up with it, and we just kind of roll with it. So I think it's to me, it's all about like, not stopping the ideas from coming, even if they seem stupid or a little too wacky. We just do it.
Right. Truly a yes and. Yeah.
Yes. And I also want to know, so what do you, when you're producing your material, what do you really want audiences to take away from what you're putting out there?
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
You might have different answers to it. To me, it's just to make people laugh. I don't take it, at least what we're doing for this series, not all my art. But I truly find this just some way to entertain, and I love anything that has participatory elements to it. So to me, the fun part is like putting out a poll and see what people are interested in having us do, seeing what people's response is, to the material, that sort of thing. I wish we didn't have the social distancing right now, because to me it would be really fun to bring in other people even more. So we're trying to think of more ways to do that as well. How can we,
Yeah, one of the things that was so exciting about the Art4 collaboration was it gave us a good dry run of what it looks like to collaborate with other artists. And
I agree with that. Y'all are a gem. Like even just doing this, like it's nice to be with somebody who can just go with the flow and know that we're gonna make some mistakes along the way, but it's gonna be okay, and ride. And I didn't mean to cut you off with that. And yes, and you. Well, I guess I did yes and you, but I was like yes and.
There it is.
But it was a really fun.
I'd also say like some feedback that we've been getting is just like friends and family have been like, oh, I look forward to this every day. Like I just look forward to seeing what crazy thing you're going to do next. And for a lot of people who are going through it right now, that's a great thing. I know there are other things people are putting out there that I'm looking, that I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like it's wonderful to see people using this time, people who can right now anyway. Make art for others to enjoy.
One of the things that's been so exciting is a lot of people have reached out to me and said that we have inspired them to do their own thing, and which they might have not otherwise done given the circumstances.
That has happened a few times. That was really cool.
Yeah, no, it's been really awesome to be sort of a positive in people's lives and making a positive change in our artistic communities beyond just South Bend, but like across the world. We've in some cases, because we have
what he's trying
we just have a lot of friends all over the place. So
True, you have gone viral. I agree with that. I don't know if we shared this with you, but we were in a meeting, a virtual meeting, a Zoom meeting recently, and somebody commented about your material and said how they look forward to it every day.
No way.
Oh, wow.
It was Lisa Hefner. So Lisa.
Aww.
That's so sweet. Thanks, Lisa.
Shout out to you. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
You want to do like.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Let's circle back to ShowTunes Sunday a little bit more. And talk about how you actually, because we did 9 People's Favorite Things, and we also did Think of Me from Phantom. Let's do Think of Me first. But how did you decide on those on that piece. I'm wanting to do that piece.
Tell the
Now I
audience.
kind of know our process, but maybe.
Right. We were kind of just throwing stuff at the wall because like we're theater people. I don't see either of us as super big musical theater people. So, we pulled together a list of every musical theater song we could think of that we would possibly want to perform. And it was about 10 songs. And then after that, we came to you guys. I think, and then Phantom of the Opera ended up being one of the potential musicals, and that happened to be one where you knew some of the songs. So it was just kind of a perfect mix of all of the things. And then you brought up the idea of doing it as.
Think of Me was Mark's idea.
It was Mark's idea. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Mark's idea.
Yeah, it was Mark's idea. Right. Mark was saying, well, I had this idea of doing Think of Me as a rock song.
I just remember that somebody really great was like, "Oh, this is amazing! You should do it."
And I ran with that because definitely the easiest thing for me, rock music and punk music and that kind of stuff, and like emo. That's like the stuff that I listen to in my downtime. So whenever I can take a song and turn it into that, it's like a fun musical puzzle, and it's really entertaining. And that song really lent itself to, it has this almost like Welcome to the Black Parade energy about it, which was like really fun. It was like really fun.
And the disco.
Like close.
Oh,
Very close.
I tried.
Okay, and then in 9 people's favorite things, of course, we have sock puppets.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah. So if you haven't seen the video yet, you're gonna want to see the sock puppets.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with sock puppets? Who was that? Was that you actually, or was that?
That was me. 9 people's favorite thing was on the list, and then I guess my idea was just how do we. At that point, I hadn't realized we were going to have more people singing than just us two. So I was like, how do you do 4 people with 2 people puppets? So that was kind of, and then I'm so happy that it was Mark and Hannah as well. That was very fun.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Hannah was in the video.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah.
I was like thinking, I wonder if he's going to ask Hannah. I did have that thought.
Anna, are you on? Are you on here?
She's not gonna respond.
Yeah, she definitely wouldn't
quickly.
respond. That's not a Hannah move.
Finger emoji or something.
Oh my god.
Not her.
Yeah, that was really cool though. I love
Yeah.
seeing her on there.
Well, and for some backstory, 9 people's favorite thing, that's a song from Title of Show, and that was the first Art 4 production, which I was a part of, and Hannah was a part of, and Grace was
I played Sutton Foster.
She played Sutton Foster, stage manager and light board op. And
Oh, thanks, Mom.
yeah, we had such a fun time with that show, and it was the thing that brought me back into theater. So I thought it would be really fun to pay homage to that, which is why Title of Show was
What show? What
Title
was
of Show.
Yeah, but what is it called?
Title.
He's doing the Title of
I'm
Show
turning.
thing.
I'm turning red. I'm getting. There's like a vein.
Okay, so on our feed, we have had a couple people write in questions.
Yes.
Can we bump to those questions? So question number 1, what's your favorite show tune?
Oh gosh.
What's your favorite show?
I'm thinking.
Oh man.
We should have put a timer on this. 3,
I feel like because it's my mom asking the question.
1.
Anything from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Well,
Yeah, it's mine.
anything.
Okay, what about Joe? What's your favorite musical?
My favorite musical. Getting to work on Next to Normal was really cool, and
What's your favorite tune?
my favorite tune.
Sorry, yeah, I read the question wrong.
Oh yeah, my favorite. Well, it would probably be
answered
something. It would. I don't even know if it's necessarily like a specific song from that show. I just love. I love the composition of it, and I'm a big fan.
What did
of,
my mom write? No.
I'm wondering why she did that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a show that I really fell in love with because I don't I don't fall in love with music very easily, and Next to Normal was an easy one for me. It's one I still listen to. So yeah.
What about Mark?
Oh, I have no idea. Anything from Gloria Estefan is fine by me.
Okay. So then
It's not a show.
Oh,
Cool. Hey guys.
hey everybody.
I guess when we've had some technical difficulties, if you want to comment anything, you can do it now.
Comment something.
We'll say hi.
I'll pull it up on my phone.
We're just talking to the people.
I am so sorry. It's
Connecting.
technical difficulties here with my computer. So moving on, question number 2. Here we go. What's the review process like when the video is finally recorded?
That is a good question.
Always one take. That is a good question, particularly this week.
Oh man. Oh man.
So I think you can speak to it too, because Mark does a lot of the post editing of the videos. But because this was a new program for us and something that we don't regularly do all the time, it was definitely a stressful week, and learning about timelines and what's needed to get video tracks to people, make accompaniments, match all that up. Sock puppet craziness.
Yeah, the sock puppets were really difficult to work with.
It's a big clash of personalities.
Yeah, they're the foot of the industry, really. Yeah, it was a lot of time to answer that question. That video was about 11 hours of work, the 9 people's favorite thing. Now, the Think of Me was really easy on my part because Joe and Grace did most of the work there.
Yeah, that one was definitely probably our most intensive, just as far as using editing techniques at all. It was probably about 4 or 5 hours of work of like recording the music ahead of time, and then recording the video, and then putting the video together. I would say it's easier. The audio part is definitely easier on our end because we're in the same room. And then for like most of our videos that we're doing, most of them are like, we do everything in one take. There are certain ones where we've taken our first take and then uploaded it. And then there are other videos we've done where we've painstakingly done 30 takes and it's still not quite right. But then we upload it anyway.
That though. I mean, like most of them we only do a few times.
Yeah, we've had a few where we
R4 videos. We spent great amounts of time and care. And the rest of the videos. Well, part of what we talk about is honestly like this idea of not having, just for what we're doing on our own, not this idea of not having to put out something that's perfect.
Right.
So our thing is like, okay, we gotta just do it, and it is gonna suck a little bit, but let's just do it because it's.
Right. It's rarely super refined. Usually when we do a takeover, it's because we completely went up on something, or we're not quite projecting what we wanted to project into the world. Are we taking Tyler's question now?
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I got it.
Saw that come through from Tyler. So if you could be a breakfast, what part of breakfast would you be?
I'll do it again. The piece of toast. What would you be?
I'd be
like that bad improv.
Yeah, I'd be that little bit of egg that's like still stuck in the pan because it wasn't on the pan when you first bought it, but now it's not anymore. Like the Teflon is just kind of like cooked off.
I think I'd be turkey sausage.
Oh, nice. We had turkey bacon today. We had avocado on toast with turkey bacon.
All right.
Good.
So we're now going to move on to our next segment of the show. We've got a little bit of trivia for you.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Trivia.
So I'm going to and we're going to maybe have there's 8 of these, and Aaron's going to time you for 30 seconds. Okay. And these are theater terms, and I'm just going to give you clues to guess the name of the theater term or a place in the theater. Okay. All right, Aaron, let me know when we're going.
Going.
All right, refers to a portion of a dwelling of
Oh, wait a
a
minute. This
house.
was on 30 minutes, not 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We got to change the
Oh,
timer.
whoops. Sorry. That was like 30 minutes. I was like, what?
I had a whiskey.
Yeah, please give us 30
An
minutes.
occupational hazard.
Every second.
Go.
Okay, portion of a dwelling, like a front porch or a door, and it's in the theater. The audience is there at the beginning of the show.
Lobby?
Sure. Yes. Yay. Birds and airplanes have this, and
Wings.
yes. A geographical location that loses electricity, or a person consumes a lot of alcohol and they can't remember something the next day. Yes.
Time's up.
We got 3.
What a good game.
I got
Was the
3.
first one really lobby?
No, it was front of house, but
Front of house.
that's good. That's good. I'll take it. They don't. The audience doesn't know. They don't see. They don't see this.
Should we do another 30 seconds to see how many more you can get?
Yes, please. I love games.
Okay, hold on. Here, I'm going to give 45 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ready?
Thank you, 45.
Go.
Cities are divided into these. Lucy refers to Charlie Brown as a blank head. Player.
I said grid and block.
A block.
Blocking.
Yes. It goes up and down. It closes. It's
Curtain.
Curtain. Yes. Haunted. Ghouls, but it's bright.
Ghost light.
Yes. The audience is in between the.
Fourth wall.
Yeah,
Yes.
we did it on Monday.
The lights go out, and
Blackout.
chocolate is sometimes, or humor could be. We're
Going dark.
yes.
Oh my gosh, 16 seconds to spare.
All right, so we need to do that for a minute next time.
Champions. Champions.
Love it.
Thank you.
We keep earning more time. It's incredible.
That's cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure working with you. Now,
let me put your banner back up.
absolutely, ShowTunes Sunday. So we launched on this past Monday at 4:00, but people can still donate to the fundraiser for Joe and Grace up until noon. Right, noon. This next Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
Sunday.
So you have a few more days to donate. Again, all proceeds are split 50-50. 50% goes towards Art4's 2020 programming, and the other 50% goes directly towards Grace and Joe. After we do this fundraiser, or if people are just following you, how can they donate directly to you?
Yeah, you can donate to our Venmo accounts, which are listed below. Make sure this week that if you're liking the Art4 content, you're donating to Art4 first,
please.
and continue donating to Art4 whenever they are working with their next artist, which will be this Sunday. But yeah, it's those Venmo accounts. If you want to see the videos that we've been working on, you can go to my personal Facebook account, Joe B. Russo. If you're already friends with me, you probably know. If you want to be friends with me,
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. You know, I don't hate.
Well, that's good.
I guess that's how we're ending that.
All right, good final word there. I like it. Thank you so much, you two. It was great chatting with you tonight.
Yes.
And,
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. We love you.
Joe and Grace.
Bye.